So, I'm very aware that the trailer for Final Destination Bloodlines came out yesterday. I do apologise I didn't get to this quicker. I've been prepping to go away for the weekend, so I apologise, but yes, last night the proper trailer for Final Destination Bloodlines came out. This is something that I was talking about when I did the teaser, I think it was a month or two ago. I said that while I know a proper trailer is going to come out, I don't really feel I need to see a trailer now because I'm already invested, I'm already interested. I love the Final Destination franchise. Oh boy! So, I've already gone through what the concept of this is, and I think that's really, really interesting. So if you don't know what the idea actually is, essentially a group of people, how a Final Destination film usually goes, person has a premonition that an accident is going to happen, warns other people, you know, get out of this situation, get off this building, get off the train or whatever, and then it happens, and then death comes after the ones who survived, the ones who were supposed to die in the accident. This time it's a skyscraper. It's like, I think it's in Seattle, there's like a viewing tower. I think it's in Seattle, apologies if I've got that wrong. But it looks kind of like that. And essentially that collapses down, kills everyone. The main girl in the film warns everyone about this, saves a group of people, but then death doesn't come after them. They then have kids, and the death comes after the kids, who are actually like probably in their 20s or something. But that's the group of people that we're focusing on in the film. And I said this before, I think it's a really, really interesting idea. I think that the franchise is really good at making each entry stand out, because all of the films have used the same concept, which I've just explained. But each entry stands out because they've executed that concept in a different way. And this is no exception. And I think this is really, really interesting. This is an idea that hasn't actually been done in the franchise before. So I'm very interested to know where it's going to go. I'm also interested in how this is going to end. So I don't really feel I need to say this was spoilers for a 25-year-old franchise by this point, but essentially the majority of the films, or all of the films, either have the majority of the characters dead by the end or all of them dead by the end. So in that, I'm interested to know how this is going to go, because the parents are obviously going to be immune to this. But what about the kids? Like, is it going to be the same for them? Is something different going to happen? I kind of hope something different happens. I think that would be interesting to have a different ending compared to what we're used to. Because you're already subverting expectations with the concept that this film is having. But not only that, but I mean, the filmmakers clearly know the franchise really well, because this trailer is edited so good. And at the beginning, the opening scene of the trailer takes place in a barbecue where there's a piece of glass that drops into someone's drink glass. Someone goes onto a trampoline that's clearly a bit broken. For some reason, they've left like a, you know, that sharp like garden rake underneath the trampoline. There's all these different hints to accidents that you know are going to happen, that are dotted all around this scene. You know it's going to be bad, and it kind of lets your imagination go a bit wild where this could go. What could end up happening? You know, someone grabs the drink glass with the glass shard in it, and you think, oh my god, they're going to drink it and it's all going to go wrong. It then drops onto the floor, something else happens. So the filmmakers clearly know how this franchise works. They have a clear understanding of the tension of this franchise, let's say. I was definitely screeching when that glass shard dropped into the drinks glass. so they already have an understanding of how this works and how to build up that tension and fear of here's where it could go. Oh no, it's going to go this way in a way that you didn't expect it to or didn't see coming. So I think that's yeah, I have faith that this is going to be really good in that regard. And also, like the rest of the films, really horrifying. There's also hints to the previous films. So this really feels like, I can't remember the term for it, but I think it's not a requel, but a legacy sequel. So this is like Jurassic World Dominion or Scream, was it 5? Where it's like the new cast comes in with the old cast. This feels very similar in terms of, well, the old ideas are being brought in with the new ideas and are coming together to help the characters. And it feels very much like that, which I think is interesting, that this is getting that kind of treatment, but in a different way, which is kind of cool. One of the characters gives her kid a book that is filled with drawings of the plane from the first film, the log truck, I think the roller coaster is in there as well from Final Destination 3. So there's all these different things that we're clearly going to see, like that are references to the original films, to the previous ones. But also, this is the return, let's say, of TonyTodd, the late TonyTodd. This was his last film that he did before he passed away, sadly. And it'll be interesting to see his performance in this. I think bittersweet is probably the word. It will be bittersweet to see him on the big screen, returning as the really creepy coroner, who was a very, very interesting character in the franchise. A lot of people theorised that he was actually, the coroner character was the Grim Reaper. And I hope they lean into that a bit more, because I think that was always an interesting idea. But yeah, this is the late TonyTodd. This is his last film before passing away, unfortunately. So I think in that, yeah, I think it will be bittersweet. I think this will be an interesting film in many ways, as well as with this being a horror film and a Final Destination film. I think this is going to be pretty horrific as well. I'm hoping it lives up to the previous franchise, the previous entries, sorry. But from what I can tell from the trailer, I'm really interested in this. I think this looks great. The filmmakers, 14 years later, still understand what makes a Final Destination film a Final Destination film. You have the tension, the scares, the subverting of expectations in this. But you also have a unique execution of a concept that has been repeated throughout the franchise. So yeah, I'm overall really looking forward to this. Again, I've mentioned this before in the last video when we looked at the teaser, but this comes out May the 16th. And yes, I'll definitely be reviewing this one. I think I mentioned that as well, but yes, I'm definitely reviewing this one. So, oh boy. But this was my trailer talk on Final Destination Bloodlines. This was for the proper trailer. I was Megan. This is Battle Royale with Cheese. See you soon.